Hello, friends and strangers on the internet. Welcome to my channel. I think I tapped my microphone again. Happens occasionally. Whatever. Hello and welcome back. Today we're back with another Patreon request and another one for a Bright Eyes song. I'm pretty excited about that, despite the fact that I don't think excited is really the appropriate emotion. Most of the music I have heard by Bright Eyes has been very thought-provoking, introspective, kind of emotional at times. But despite that, I'm having a good day, so I'm excited to hear it nonetheless. Which song are we checking out? We are checking out the song Cleanse Song. And it does appear to be an audio only, so we're going to get to just chill, relax. We can even close our eyes if we want to when we get to do this. Anyway, before we jump into that, I want to give a big thank you to all of my viewers and supporters. Thank you for viewing and supporting, and thanks for hanging out with me while I check out amazing music. I hope you're also discovering some amazing music along with me, because that kind of means you like me, and that means you're checking out more of my videos. And you know what? I'm selfish, and I like that. Okay, I'm just gonna admit it. I like when people like my videos and they discover new music. I like that, and I appreciate the few of you who do that. Thank you so much for that. And also thank you just those of you who are just here, just checking out music with me and hanging out with me. I appreciate you spending that time. I do. The world is a busy place and you make time to listen to music with me. I'm so honored. Thank you so much. Let's jump into this. Okie dokie artichoke. Once again, I'll try to say it slower this time. I was too excited earlier. We are checking out the band Bright Eyes and their song Cleanse Song. If you'd like to check this out without me, please click the link in my description. It's the first link you're going to find, and it is on the Bright Eyes official channel, so you can check out more of their official uploads from there. I'm assuming the album this song is from is called Casa Daga, but who knows? Maybe that's just the album art they chose for this video. Yes. Let's see. There's no captions, unavailable. So if I don't understand the song, or I'll probably end up reading the lyrics afterward anyway. I tend to do that. All right, enough yapping. Let's jump into it. Cleanse Song by Bright Eyes. Let's go.
Hear the charms, did you know that the wind, when it blows, it is older than Rome? And all of this sorrow, see the new pyramids down in old Manhattan. From the roof of a friend's, I watched an empire ending her loud and long. The river's time marching on to a madman's drum. Don't forget what you learned, all you give is returned. And if life seems absurd, what you need is some laughter and a season to sleep and a place to get clean. Maybe Los Angeles, somewhere no one's expecting. On a detox walk through a Glendale park where the sidewalk chalks on the road and red start over. So I muffle my scream on an Oxnard beach full of fever dreams that scare you sober into saltless dinners.
Fascinating. This is certainly a much more upbeat song. The last song I think I listened to by Bright Eyes, which was much more upbeat than I expected. In fact, yeah, okay, I was tempted to check my playback speed because, sometimes when I watch the news or documentaries, I watch it on faster speed. So I wondered if I had left it sped up, and I didn't. The song is just that upbeat and that cheerful sounding in the melody. I'm not catching all the lyrics, but I'm catching enough, and they sound very positive and optimistic, and I love it. It's also like I feel like there's like a tinge of satire, not sarcasm, but like satire in there. I'll know for sure when I read the lyrics, but it's wonderful. It truly is wonderful. When he talks about detoxing, is he like being for real or is he being satirical or is it some wonderful poetic blend of both? I'd love to find out. But I'm really enjoying the melody of it. In fact, I'm going to be a little selfish since I paused it almost halfway through. I'm just going to take it back about 20 seconds. Oh, I love that YouTube does that now. I'm going to take it back 20 seconds. Let's keep listening.
Somewhere no one's expecting. On a detox walk through a Glendale park where the sidewalk chalks on the road and red start over. So I muffle my scream on an Oxnard beach full of fever dreams that scare you sober into saltless dinners. from the tree, break the skin with your teeth. Is it bitter or sweet? All depends on your timing, like a meeting of chance with the train station glance. Many lifetimes had passed in an instant, reminded of a millstone house in a seaside town, and your heart gave out in a mission bed. So your wife gave birth to a funeral dirge as you woke up purged as a wailing infant in Krumthep, Thailand.
That was entirely too bittersweet. Oh my gosh. Can I hear that again? That was entirely too bittersweet. I'm taking it back about 20 seconds.
Reminded of a millstone house in a seaside town, and your heart gave out in a mission bed. So your wife gave birth to a funeral dirge as you woke up purged as a wailing infant in Krumthep, Thailand. Charms, did you know that the wind, when it blows, it is older than Rome, and our joy and our sorrow?
That was beautiful. That was truly beautiful. I think the drumming in the moments in between the vocals, especially toward the end, as it got more and more tribal sounding, it sounded like there were like traditional drums in the background, not just like, drum stand drums. Phenomenally gorgeous. The lyrics I was able to pick out were incredibly profound. The wind that blows is older than Rome. Ah, ah, like man, hits me deep in the heart. Really does. Man, that was gorgeous. That was just really beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. And I liked it. And it really did feel like a touch of satire there. Cause like, I'm sorry, you can't just detox by moving to LA. You can't. I'm sorry. Like that's a very privileged point of view. Like that has to be satirical. Like I'm sorry, like not everybody can afford to do that. Um, just can't. It's not realistic. But let me not jump to conclusions. Let me go read some lyrics, get a fuller picture, and then I'll be back with y'all. But musically, that was phenomenal. What I could hear, very poetic, incredibly profound, very thought provoking. As is the way with Bright Eyes, I've noticed. Whether they're really sad or really uplifting, there's a lot of really deep thinking going on in these lyrics, and I love it. Let me go read those lyrics, and then I'll come back to yabba y'all even more. All right, be right back. Poof, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. This is gonna be another one of those reactions I have where like when I read the lyrics and I hear the song, it makes sense in my heart, but I can't articulate it with my words, which is kind of annoying for giving a reaction because it's like I want to share with you why I understand the song, but it's like something that's more intuitive in my emotions, and I would like have to listen to this song in my free time repeatedly before I can fully articulate why it works for me, why I like it, why I enjoy it. So that's kind of annoying. But it's almost like he's touching on the idea. Connor, I think his name is Connor Oberst. It's almost like he's touching on the idea of like things matter, but they don't matter. They matter, but they don't. And sometimes you just kind of have to like cleanse yourself to realize that. Like there is a bigger picture out there. And while you matter and your problems matter and your feelings matter, like there's also a bigger, wider world out there. And sometimes remembering that helps you put things into perspective. I feel like that's what he's touching on, but I'm not quite sure. That's the feeling I'm getting. He tends to talk in a lot of very beautiful metaphors, and it's almost like he's removing himself from the specific message he's trying to say, and he's trying to give us examples of what he's trying to say, what it feels like. I don't know. It's he's a really good writer, and I am not very good at articulating why why he's such a good writer. I'm just not, I guess I'm not as smart. I don't have as many like smart words. I don't have the best words. Sorry for that. But it's phenomenal. It's truly wonderful. I think I think later in the song when he I guess you could call this a bridge. I don't know, but later in the song he does say a line that I feel kind of sums things up. He says, "Take a fruit from the tree, break the skin with your teeth. Is it bitter or sweet? All depends on your timing." And I think that's really lovely because in the example he's giving, he's saying it's a matter of like your timing. When should you pick the fruit from the tree? But traditionally, the only reason I touch on this is because he mentions the concept of Rome, but traditionally in like traditional theater and in traditional poetry, the concept of biting into something or drinking something, and whether it's sweet or bitter, has less to do with the thing being bitten into or drank and more to do with the person who's drinking it or eating it. So, like for example, in a traditional Greek play, if somebody's drinking wine and they're both drinking from the same cask, one person drinks it and says it's sweet and one person says it's bitter, it has more to do with like the personality of the person drinking it and less to do with the specific wine they're drinking. And I find that fascinating that he mentions that in here in his poem because it's like when you eat the fruit from the tree, which could also be like a, Garden of Eden metaphor, or reference or homage, whatever the right word is, something to think about. But the concept of like depending on your timing, when you bite into that fruit, is it more about when you pick the fruit from that tree, or is it more about who you are when you pick that fruit from the tree? Which is a really interesting thing to think about. I'm just saying, like, is the timing more about the fruit being picked, or is it about you picking the fruit? I don't know. I think that's an interesting metaphor, and I would love to like think about it deeply for the next 3 hours, but I don't have that kind of time. Who has that kind of time? I wish I did. Anyway, this is a beautiful song, and I've yapped about it a long time, so it's time to like slow it down a little bit. If you liked that song and you want to check out more, please click that link in my description. It will take you to the song we just listened to together. It is an audio only, and they have a lot of audio onlys on their channel actually. So since it is directly on the Bright Eyes channel, you can check out more of their official uploads from there. Incredibly poetic, incredibly introspective. I'm going to be thinking about this song like all afternoon. It's not even afternoon yet, but when I get to the afternoon, I'm going to be thinking about it all afternoon. Absolutely beautiful. What did you think about it? Tell me in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions and insights on this song. I really would. This is really lovely. Anyway, I've yapped a lot. I'm going to end it here. Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you have, I appreciate you spending this time with me. I really, really do. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.